Talk, powered by TCC Technology. Many of you may be familiar with the passion to fix network experience and the promise to never stop improving สัญญาว่าจะไม่หยุด It's our great honor to hear the voice from Vienna and to meet with a smart lady who has gained lots of experience in spearheading telecom operations in many countries like Austria, Germany, Hungary, and Thailand. Now please join us to welcome the former CEO of DTAC, Kun Alexandra Reich.
Thailand is pushing hard on a holistic digital transformation. And that's a lot about technology. But not only. It's also about leadership, it's about mindset, and it is about collaboration. And that's what I'm going to talk about in the interview. And I'm really happy if you join and listen to my very humble perspective. Thank you very much. Sawadika.
สวัสดีค่ะคุณอเล็กซ์
Sawadika from Austria. Very nice to meet you this morning.
คุณอเล็กซานดรา Did I wake you up too early?
No, it's actually 6:30 in the morning here in Europe, but I'm already awake, so no problem at all.
Okay, so this morning we make Kun Alexandra wake up at 6:30. This is the time in Austria, and in Thailand right now it's about 11:30. And this is the cross-country interview. I'm very excited, and it is very nice having you here with us at OPEN-TEC. Kun Alex, I really like your character as you have the likability, and I can feel your energy. Even it's so early, you're still like fresh like this. How do you wake up with such the strong energy while performing the heavy duty as a CEO?
So if you really love what you're doing, then energy comes totally naturally. And especially when I worked in DTAC and in Thailand, working for this company was giving me a lot of energy, but especially the people I worked with. So getting up in the morning, knowing that I'm going to work with a bunch of great people and feeling the love and the energy of my colleagues was just boosting energy in me. So it was easy to do that job.
Okay, so we should do what we love, and also the people who we work with, if they have love and energy, we also absorb that, right?
Absolutely. That's what is super important in life.
Okay, that's interesting. And the way you develop in your career from the financial background to CEO in tech companies with the multinational experience is quite impressive. How do you do that?
So I think you can't really plan your career totally. So you have to have a very open mind, and you have to be learning and trying to understand, and you have to be very curious. That's what makes your career develop. And when I started investment banking, after a while, I felt it's just not the right thing for me. Although, it was the right time to be in the banking industry or in the financial industry, but I just didn't feel it was right for me personally. And that's when I started to be curious, and I went into tech. And I was maybe a pioneer back then in the beginning of the 1990s. So it's when all the internet started, and you could feel there was a lot going on. And I wanted to be part of this. And that's how my career developed. I was curious, I was very open, and I was constantly learning.
Okay, so the keyword is the curious, right? And open-minded.
Yes, as well. But I think I could have stayed in the financial industry, and maybe I would have made a career there. But I knew it was just not the right thing for me. I didn't enjoy fully what I was doing. And that changed when I came into tech. So I think it's also being curious and looking out to find what you really like to do.
Okay. And Kun Alex, as you have the expertise in telecom field, how do you see the change in business and the impact to people's life?
So I think we always have been in a kind of time of change, huh? But this time it's a little bit more about uncertainty. You can feel that things are changing rapidly,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be very agile in the sense that you have to be open what is happening. You have to be kind of, again, curious to look
Mm-hmm.
out. You have to be learning. And you don't have to worry about things. You just have to walk in. And as a leader, it's super important to take people along, to
Mm-hmm.
talk to them, to share what you see coming, but also to learn every day. And I think transformation is ongoing, but it's a good form of transformation. And you just have to look into it very positively and embrace it. Then you will also succeed, and the company will succeed you're working with.
Okay. So again, we should be open mind and curious, and also you have to learn, right? And take people along the way.
Yes,
Okay. So,
and
so we
embrace
just and
and
embrace
embrace
the
what is new. Because
uh-huh,
if you don't kind of embrace what is coming, then you
uh-huh.
might prevent it, and that's totally wrong. So just take all the opportunities, take the new things which developing, and be positive and use them.
So we have to embrace it also, right? Uh-huh.
That's
And
important.
be positive. Okay. And Kun Alex, how do you feel when you working with Thai people?
So for me, working with Thai people was really a fantastic experience. So what I really loved about Thai people is they they really understand and they look behind. So they just don't take for granted what you tell them, but they want to see how you feel about it. They want to believe you. They want to trust you. But if they do trust you, they really follow you and they come along. And if you give them the room to experiment, if you give them room to develop themselves,
Mm-hmm.
then they come forward and then they really kind of take the helmet and they really develop things. So it was for me a fantastic experience. I enjoyed it a lot. I understood that especially for Thai people, sharing what you think, being
Mm-hmm.
very honest, being very transparent is super important, and giving them the room to develop, and they will take the opportunity and they will show you their full power.
Mm. Okay, that's really positive. Thank you so much. And
And
Kun Alex, any
I,
suggestion?
so maybe just I really miss working with Thai people. So I miss my colleagues in Thailand, and I
Uh-huh.
miss all the stakeholders I worked with. So
Mm-hmm.
I really do.
Yes. Okay. Oh, that's yeah, that's very touching. Kun Alex, do you have any suggestion for foreigner when they work with Thai people?
I think for foreigners, it's very important. On the one hand, respect is super important in Thailand. I mean, it should be important everywhere, but
Yes.
especially in Thailand, respect is very important. And I think it's a fantastic, way to work with people, to have the respect, to see how they feel, how they think, and to listen to them. And I think if foreigners are sometimes maybe a little bit too blunt and too direct, um, to learn that respect and to kind of, listen carefully, to also be a lot kind of, in one on ones where people have the chance to really openly talk to you, that is important. Then you will succeed in Thailand because Thai people just want to see you respect and they want to be kind of, listened to, which I think should be done everywhere in the world. But
Mhm.
maybe some Europeans a little bit more resilient.
Okay, I see. Actually, I agree with you. The respect is very important in our society, and actually, in everywhere in the world. If
Yes.
uh, if we respect, and then we can live the better world, right?
We could
And
actually learn a lot from Thailand in that sense.
and this is my last question for today which is when you feel down, how you make yourself stronger?
So, as I mentioned before, it's a lot about believing what you're doing and enjoying what you're doing. And there are always times when you are a little bit kind of down, or things happen which you
Mm-hmm.
don't really expect it. But to believe in the positive, to believe that things will turn around, that actually also boosts me back into my energy.
Uh-huh.
And then also sharing things, sharing if you have bad experiences, sharing with other people. So
Mm-hmm.
even if we had bad times in DTAC, I was not keeping it to myself, but I
Mm-hmm.
shared it with my colleagues. And then things become much easier, because if you share your problems and if you
Mm-hmm.
discuss them, suddenly they kind of, fade away, and you find a solution. So on the
Mm-hmm.
one hand, it's all about believing in yourself and
Mm-hmm.
believing in the positive of life, but also sharing what are your problems and talking to people, being transparent and open, and then things will become, I would say, easy to solve.
Kun Alex, actually today we learn a lot from you, and also I can absorb some energy from you. And actually, we will have the talk again, right? Next
Yes,
time. Uh-huh.
yes,
We will talk with the area that you actually is like your core strength, which are the leadership and the mindset and collaboration.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you very
So
much.
thank you so much, Kun Alex, for sharing with our audience today. And see you once again next time. สวัสดีค่ะคุณ Alex.
ขอบคุณค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you so much for all the audience for being with us. And this is the Open Talk with Kun Alexandra Reich. Let's stay tuned. See you in our next Open Talk. สวัสดีค่ะ